Hi there, welcome back to my channel. This is Dede, and if this is your first time tuning into my channel, thank you so much for clicking that video, and subscribe if you do like the content that you see, and please go ahead and turn on that notification bell so you know when next I release a video. So today's video is going to be a tutorial and review using the last palette from the Dedesignature Skewer Bundle. So if you've seen the first two, if not, definitely check the description box and it'll also be linked in the cards. I have reviewed 3 of the eyeshadow palettes and this is the last one, and we are going to create this look that you see, and I'm going to give you my review, my thoughts about the bundle and also about this palette. So if you're interested in seeing how I created this look and knowing more about the Dedesignature palette, then absolutely keep on watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you do enjoy my content, and turn on that notification bell so you know when next I release a video. And let's jump right in. Okay. Alright, so let's get into it. We are going to use this palette today. Alright, so I think I'm going to stick to my classic eye shapes for this one, and we're going to be using some of the blues first. So I'm going to focus on the blues and the silver for this eye, and possibly do something with the orange and the red on this eye, I'm hoping. But let's go. Or maybe not, I don't know, we'll see where it takes us. So the first thing I'm going to do is put a base, and I'm going to use the Plouise base if I can get it. I have a blue base. I really just want to get use out of my bases, and I say this all the time, you don't have to use a base. You can use a white concealer just to help the pigmentation of your shadows, but you don't need to get the Plouise base if you don't want to. However, can't find my mirror, I do recommend her bases because it just makes life a little bit easier. So I'm focusing that blue on the outer part. Yes. Yes. I am quite excited for this palette, to be honest now. Like, I think when I tried it, I was a little bit, I'm going to clean all of this up, so don't worry. I was a little bit apprehensive, but I've had time to really digest and look at it, you know. I welcome a palette that challenges me. So let's see. Challenge accepted. So I'm going in with Elderberry. Elderberry is the blue shade. And I'm going to pack that on my outer corner. That is a stunning blue. And now I want to soften that, so I'm going to use Juniper Berries, which is this one. And I'm just going to soften around it. And I'm only taking a little bit at a time. That's a beautiful blend, I think. Alright, so this is going to be super simple. I'm just going to cut the crease now and apply Marshmallow, which is that beautiful silver shade. So let me cut my crease. I'm going to use the Plouise canvas. I'm going to use the Plouise blank canvas to cut my crease. And you guys, I have to do this off camera. You know. See, that looks really good. I like that. Nice blue. I'm just going to ignore the black for now. Maybe I'll use it on my lower lash line for both eyes. So now let me prep this eye. I think I'm going to do something similar, but it's going to be the red and the orange and the the two orange colors. So I'm going to use this on my outer corner and use this on my lid as my shimmer. See where we get to with that. So I've already primed my brow and cleaned it up with the... Forgot that I still have a little bit of base on there. Scrap. Start again. All right. Okay. So we're going to apply base. I don't want it to be too overpowering, but I think I do have an orange base. I do have an orange base from Plouise, and this one is OTT orange. So we're going to use that. Hopefully it will make the color look more orange than red, because it does look more orange in the pan than red. So I've cleaned off the brush that I used to apply the blue base, and now I'm just adding the orange on the outer corner first. I brought it in a little bit more this time. Alright, using a fresh brush, I'm going to use musk melon. So that's what I've got so far. So now I'm going to cut my crease like I did on this side and apply tangerine on it. And I'm going to use the blank canvas base to cut my crease. So this is what we have so far. I'm going to pop a black liner in my waterline, and then I'm going to apply my black base. Because we're going to be using the black there. And the reason why I'm going to use my black base and black liner is because I've already tried this black and it didn't wow me. But I do want to use the entire palette on my eyes today. So we are going to help it out a little bit by using the Plouise black base. And I'm not going to take it all the way in. I'm just going to focus it on the outer part of my eye. Because I'll probably pop like a highlighter. And now I'm going in with black currant and just patting that on. Right, I know I look hella crazy, but trust the process. So let me finish my face, pop some lashes on, and I'll be right back with my thoughts. So this is the finished look, and quickly on my lips, I've got brown lip pencil from Morphe in Bar, and I've got the McGrath Labs lip gloss in bronze Astra. So all the products that I used on my face will be listed in the description box below. So in case if you're interested in my base products, I will list it all in the description. So about the eyeshadow palette. Okay, so let's start off with the color story. I think the color story is what initially threw me, because as I said, I wouldn't have paired this tone of orange with blue. It just kind of gives off a muddy color if you try to use it together. That's just my opinion. The black as well isn't as black as I was hoping. So the only way I personally could use it is to use it at the at my lower lash line. I mean, you could do a black smoky eye, but you'd have nothing to blend out the black, plus it's not as intense. It's quite hard panned, so I feel that's why it's not picking up as well. In terms of the actual colors on my eye, so the silver to me is still the star of the show. Beautiful color, and that's the color in Marshmallow. The color in Tangerine is a beautiful shimmer shade. However, it does flake quite a bit. So I don't know if you can see that it's kind of like breaking apart a little bit, and it did have quite a little bit of fallout. So I do think that this shimmer shade isn't one that is very smooth. You can see that it's still very grainy. I don't know if you can see, but it's still very grainy on my finger, and it just applies quite grainy on the lid. Even when you try to apply with your finger or try to use a brush, it is quite grainy, so there is quite a little bit of fallout. The blue shade in Elderberry is by far my favorite matte. That's what I use to create that intensity in the outer corner, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. This color as well in Juniper Berries is a really good accompanying blue shade, great for blending out. Like I could see it right there, right on top of Elderberry. So those two shades work really well. I actually really like this color called Muskmelon. As I said, it's not really a color that I have in my collection, so to have that is pretty nice. The only thing I will say is that it is a little bit dusty, and it's quite difficult to deposit the color on the lid. It picks up quite nicely on a brush, but in terms of like doing detailed work around the eye and properly placing and not just blending it everywhere, it kind of just doesn't want to always cooperate. So I still need to use that color a little bit more to really understand how to use it. But in terms of the look, I mean, it turned a look. Like, this is a look. Like, can we normalize wearing different color eyeshadow on the lid and going out? I would actually go out like this, like no lie. Like, normalize it. It's so beautiful. I do like the way it came out, but I just feel like I had to put in quite a little bit of effort, use colored bases, really pack it on, blend it, and really take my time to build the intensity, which isn't really what I was hoping for from this palette. So now that I've used all 4 palettes, I can categorically say that this is my least favorite one, just because I had to put in a little bit more effort to get the look. The other palettes were, you know, a breeze. The first 2 palettes were chef's kiss. The third palette is also beautiful, created some really beautiful shapes and colors, and this one is just a little bit lackluster. I think it's a little bit too hard pressed, and the shimmer shade just didn't wow me. The only shimmer shade that wowed me is Marshmallow, but even then there's still quite a little bit of fallout from the shade. It is a little bit dustier than what I'm expecting from Dede's signature. Like, they turn shadows, like, you know, they turn shadows. But anyway, I wanted to give you guys my thoughts about the palette. So this is my full review. Go ahead and check out the first 2 tutorials, reviews that I did using the other palettes, and let me know your thoughts. Let me know your favorite palette out of all of them. Did you pick it up? Are you going to pick it up? As I said, you can use my discount code MideaJ, and it will give you 10% off on Dede's signature and also on their UK stockist, House of Clarivon. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Ensure you subscribe before you leave, and turn on that notification bell so you know when next I release a video. You can also follow me on Instagram. I do post quite a lot of videos on Instagram that don't make it to YouTube, and I do go live on Instagram as well. So if you've got any makeup related questions, or if you just want to hang, DM me on Instagram, please go ahead and do so. It's MideaJ. I'm MideaJ on all the social media platforms, so go ahead and find me, and you know, let's talk. All right. And that's it. Now remember, God doesn't like ugly. Be nice to someone today, and Black lives always matter. And I'll catch you in a future video. Bye.